Okay, we'll get started with UCF head coach Greg Lovelady. Coach, if we just get your thoughts on the day, and I guess specifically the second game as well.
Yeah, it's been a long day, and I'm proud of our kids. They did such a great job competing for 19 innings, and obviously been a grind of a week like it always is. And we just ran out of time. And again, though, it's just been a crazy year for us, and just having to overcome so much. And obviously the fall was crazy. Just a couple guys that Rudy Gomez tearing his ACL at the end of his junior college season and missing the fall. A couple other guys that missed the fall that we just had never got a chance to. Kyle Kramer that we just ended up not throwing just to keep him healthy and just not feeling great and just didn't want to push it, but never got a chance to see him. And so we come obviously then with Ben McCabe going down and needing Tommy John surgery here next week, and having to play first base all year, put the first one, and then Zach Bennett and Riley Walsh breaks his finger, and obviously Connor and Hunter, the seasons that they had, and then Rowe. I mean, it's just been one after the other and been really difficult. And there were some games where our kids were shell shocked, and I felt like we didn't show up, but we snapped out of it every single time and just kept showing up, and showed so much toughness. If you had told me that we'd have all these injuries and we'd still win, 35 games and make it to the second game of the semifinals in this championship, I don't know if I would have believed you. So that's just a testament to the staff and how hard they worked every single day to try to keep guys on the field, especially, Andrew Sundin, who just caught his tail off and was not prepared to catch as many games as he did. And, got just working hard to keep him on the field. And, but the staff just did a great job showing up every day. And then the players, man, they just showed unbelievable toughness. Noah Orlando and Trent Taylor just stepping in. Obviously Andrew Sundin and obviously the older guys. I mean, Ben McCabe just had a monster day today and just a great season for us. Alex Freeland was, it was good to see him back, and obviously had a huge day. And, at the end of the day, we just ran out. That it was just going to be a battle of who was standing last. And they made one more pitch and got one more hit, and we couldn't do it. So it's unfortunate, sad to see, David Litchfield's career come to an end. You know that everyone's career comes to an end, but that's going to be a tough one for me, just because he's meant so much to me personally and so much to our program. And but I'm proud of all of our kids. I told them to walk out of here with their heads high. The way that we competed, especially since Wednesday, has just been amazing. And again, just the year that we've had, our young men are special kids, and I'm proud of them. And this, today's loss doesn't change any of that.
Coach, you talked about this being a long day. What are the emotions and the ups and downs of two evenly matched teams throughout 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a roller coaster, and it's hot, and it's long, and you're just trying to pull as much out of you as you can. And obviously, it's probably a lot easier to do it as an 18 to 22-year-old as it is a 43-year-old. But I thought the kids were awesome. I mean, Cole Russo, just a energy captain, just brought so much energy in the dugout, and I think that kept everybody going. And it's different because you have so many guys in the bullpen for this, because you're just trying to piece everything together, so there's not as many players in the dugout, and Cole just brought energy the entire week, and just amazing what we drew from that. But I mean, we had energy all day. We just left it out we all left it all out on the field. And I know that it's an emotional, anytime you finish the season with a loss, it's an emotional time, guys crying and guys knowing that their careers might be over. And some guys think that their UCF careers might be over, and it's sad. And but at the same time, man, I'm just proud of the kids, and I'm tired. That's for sure.
sat now but a couple hours ago, elation on that walk-off. Take us through that moment. What really seemed the lift that it had going into the next.
Yeah, I mean, I thought obviously just Jeffrey and just did what he's done, the last 3 years. And, again, you're just trying to get a run there. You're just doing what you can. And our guys did a great job of just continuing to fight and continue to find a way to put some guys on base. And then Jeffrey with a huge hit, and obviously huge excitement. And it's tough because then you got 47 minutes where you get this huge elation, and then you gotta there's that down, and then you got to get it right back up. And both teams, struggled. We give up 3 and make a couple errors, and then they give up 3, and bam. And then it seemed like it was quiet for a while, and both teams were trying just to get their feet underneath them and find the energy. And then we just kept throwing blows, trading blows back and forth. They hit a homer, we hit a homer. Like, they get a big hit, we get a big hit. Like, just went back and forth. And again, they just got the last one.
What was you thinking of William Saxon ends the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's just thought it was the safest play, if we let him sit, we were just worried that would make it harder for him to try to come back. And so we felt like he was hot and warm. So just keep him moving for the next 30 minutes and get him loose again, instead of letting him sit for 2 hours and then trying to bring him back. And again, we knew we were going to be low on bullets, and we needed something out of him in that game too. We knew we were going to need, pretty much everyone that we had left in the bullpen. And so we just figured it was the best play was to just let him ride and straight, summer travel ball. But we felt like that was the best play for not only him, but for us to get something out of him, whether it was going to be an inning or 2 innings or 3 innings, whatever we could get. And obviously keep him safe as well.
You mentioned Rudy earlier. He really delivered for you during this.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, he had a big step up these last 2 games and just looked really good. And, he didn't feel great today, but he said, "I'll just give you what I got." And I mean, he was awesome for 2 innings. And it just, he ran out of gas, and I'm glad, appreciate his honesty. He just said, like, "Coach, like, I'm running out of gas." Like, but he gave us 2 huge innings, and that we were hoping for 1, and we got 2. So it was big. It was big time step up from him. And Jacob Marlowe pitched great today. We didn't make enough plays. We had, 2 or 3 balls that should have been made. It cost us 3 or 4 runs, and ended up being the difference in the game. And again, we just didn't throw enough strikes, like, especially late in the game, and put some free bases on. They scored.
You tried to make the pitching moves that you could here. What was you thinking on Connor's stand?
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. Obviously, Connor got a bright future ahead of him, and last thing I want to do is get him hurt. And we were just trying to put him in the right situation, and obviously thought about putting him there in the end of the game, but just the command was a little off in this last outing, and so just want to try to get him a clean inning and see what we had. So if we'd gone the next inning, he probably would have come back out there. He would have started tomorrow if we could have made it. So, but obviously, just you got to protect. The guy has a really bright future in professional baseball, and you got to do whatever you can to try to protect him the most that you can, but at the same time trying to win the game. And put him in the right situation based off of how he's pitched the last 2 outings. And so just wanted to make sure that it was a situation where he could get settled in and not, he amps up and he feeds off of that emotion. And I just didn't want to put him in a situation where he came in where he didn't have much room for, throwing strikes if he was a little bit wild or whatnot, that I didn't want to put him in a situation where he walked in the winning run or whatnot. And I knew that he was going to get geeked up and try to throw it as hard as he possibly could, because this is how he pitches. So, just to work out.
Your offense showed out throughout this tournament, but today, Ben became Alex. They really keep up big.
They're huge. I mean, Ben's done it all year. So is Alex. I mean, Alex would have put up some really monster numbers if he doesn't miss, 5 weeks or whatever. So, but again, Alex made some great plays at short. And again, both those guys just had huge home runs and just had great days today. And I'm proud of them. It's tough to show up for 18 innings and play the way that they played today. And especially for Alex, who hasn't played a ton in the last 5 weeks, and to come out here and do what he did. There's a reason why he's our best player, and there's a reason why he's going to get paid a lot of money to play this game.
What's your takeaway going to be of this team?
I told the kids afterwards just the toughness. I pray that they draw from this, and I talked about it in some earlier press conferences early in the year, where it was like, there's going to be bad things that happen in their life, some worse than others, and I just pray that they draw from this experience and being able to overcome, and that the worst possible scenarios aren't really that bad if you just show up and the sun comes up every day and just continue to show up and work, and whether that's at your marriage or your job or whatever the case is, like, things are going to happen to you, and just don't feel sorry for yourself, and just show up every day and continue to work and continue to fight and continue to overcome, and kind of that next man up mentality. Like, I'm going to remember how tough these kids were and how much they had to overcome, and had such a great season considering all the stuff that we had to deal with. And, again, I pray that they will draw from that and continue to grow from that, and, be better husbands and fathers because of that.
Take one or two from the Zoom. We'll just start with Bryson.
Coach, looking at today, the batters really kept the Knights in this game, whether it was Alex Freeland, Ben McCabe hitting home runs, or Sundin and Jostin. When you look at where these bats started this season and now, how big would you say the improvement was getting them to this point where they really kept you in the game this long?
Yeah. Well, those two guys have been really good for us. Ben had a really good year for us last year. And obviously Alex, had a great year. So, those are just two guys that have carried our offense all year. And obviously our offense, we just sputtered at times early, just trying to find the right mix when Romano went down and things like that. And just trying to find the right guys with Ben having to play first base, and then obviously Wash breaking his finger. So, and then getting everybody going and trying to get everybody going at the same time. We talk all the time about just playing our best baseball at the end of the year. And again, I'm just proud of all of them, because we played our best baseball here, and we did it. We had to overcome so much to do it. And but again, Ben and all those guys. Those guys, Ben and Alex, have a ton of it. Ben has a ton of at bats in college, like just an older guy that just gets it and just made some great adjustments. And man, he hit the ball hard this week. It was awesome to see.
Take the last one from Jeff Macalino, please.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, every season's different. This is 2 years in a row, though. You guys have made a deep run in the conference tournament. And obviously, every season's going to have its trials and tribulations. But overall, how do you feel, as far as the state of the program, UCF?
Yeah, I think, we've been moving in the right direction. Obviously 2020 was frustrating just because we ranked 12th in the country and get shut down. And obviously last year was just a crazy year for us with COVID and stuff. But we really bounced back and had a second half that was awesome in conference, and then obviously made the run to the championship. And this year, obviously on paper, I felt like this was our best team that we had ever had, coming into it. And it's just tough with the injuries, but I think just with the amount of players that we have returning and the younger guys that got a ton of action, and obviously we'll see what happens with the draft, but I felt like we really took a step forward in terms of how tough we were, and just the things that we're able to do with a lot of guys that were unprepared for the roles that they had, that we couldn't protect guys like I would have liked, some younger, newer guys. We had to throw them into the fire. A guy like Andrew Sundin, again, not prepared to catch as much as he had to catch, but it was our only option. And obviously with the way he was playing, like, would have liked to protect him some more, but I just wasn't able to, just because of all that. So we had to throw guys in the fire, and we had some guys that, again, we didn't think their roles were going to be as big as they had to be, and they had to step up and do well. So, we had to show our depth, which I think we keeps getting deeper and deeper every single year. And again, I think the depth of the program showed this year of losing so many guys and still being able to win so many games. So we're in the right direction. We just got to continue to grow and continue to recruit great players and continue to put them in the right situations. And hopefully we can stay healthy next year and continue that trend.
Love to make that the last one. Coach Lovelady, thanks for your time today and all week. We appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
It keeps coming through, somebody just keeps answering big for it's on the stretch.
James Miller, please, for the next one.
Yeah, Todd, you've talked about, how there was no pitching roles anymore. And can you just talk about, even though your pitching staff did give up some runs, can you just talk about how you managed sort of, the arms today and just overall your thoughts on, them getting you through 19 innings of baseball?
Well, I think Coach Bond did a good job maneuvering, both those games, giving and put us in a chance, the opportunity to win. And like I told the pitch staff, I think it was last Saturday against East Carolina. There's no roles in the pitch staff anymore. It's go out there and give me 3 outs, and if you do that, you can go out there and get another 3 outs, and we'll have a couple guys in the bullpen waiting. And it's just, it's all staff, and it's especially going to be that way tomorrow. We're pretty depleted down there, but I feel good about the bullets we have left to fire. I have the utmost confidence in our pitching that they'll get it done, and we just got to swing the bat.
The next one from Adam Winkler, please.
Todd, like you said, you guys have to win this tournament to get in. I realize it was a one game at a time mentality, knowing now that it's one game away from where everybody wants to go. What is it like in that clubhouse?
Well, I don't think you make too much of it. We haven't talked about, the only time I've ever talked about winning that trophy tomorrow is tonight after the game. We literally talked about the next game, and that's it. And that's how you have to approach these things. But they'll be ready to play tomorrow. I mean, like I said, no matter, I don't know how it's going to work out for these kids. I just know they play hard and they represent the University of Houston well.
Back to Joseph Duarte, please, for the next one.
Todd, East Carolina's been such a behemoth this year, and hasn't been long since you played them. You ended the regular season.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on getting another shot in such an important game.
Well, the good thing about baseball is, every day's a new day, and we had a tough time with them. We were, at East Carolina last week, I think we had the lead in all 3 games and just couldn't hold it. And they're a great ball club. They've been the top team in our league for a couple of years now, but I'm excited for our guys. I think this is going to be the 6th championship game that we played in this conference. And I think we played in the first 5. So, it's, for me, I kind of know what to expect, and hopefully I can kind of spread that around to the kids. But really, it's just baseball. Just go out and play. The game doesn't ever change. The only thing that changes is the environment and what's on the line. So they just go out there and just play baseball like they have been. We'll be fine.
As competitive as you guys were this season in series, not just East Carolina, but all the other series, did you feel like this was a team that, if you could look into the crystal ball, that could be playing on Sunday like you are, going to be doing tomorrow?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, you look at, I thought we should have won the regular season. We had a couple of things that didn't go our way late in ball games. And if we get half of those games back, we're playing for the title at East Carolina last weekend. So, and we probably would have clinched that large berth either, last game or tonight's game. But that's not what happened. That's not where we're at. We can't do anything about it now. But the team knows. They know they're good enough to play with East Carolina. They know that we should have been going to play for a title. It didn't work out for us. And you got to tip your hat to East Carolina too. I mean, they're on a roll. And I think they won 17 games in a row. They won, I think, their last 9 conference games or more than that. I can't remember. So I didn't feel like we really lost the chance to play for it. I think they just earned it. And you got to tip your hat to them a little bit.
Go to Mark Berman for the next one.
Todd, you touched on a little. What are the challenges of handling your pitching tomorrow?
Well, I think it's just, we'll figure out who's going to start. We probably won't know until we get to the field tomorrow and see how some arms feel. But I think we can approach it the same way we have. We're going to get out there, and whenever something starts to get going for the end of the ball club, you get somebody to just keep changing the look as much as you can. And that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll try to mix and match. We'll go matchups. We'll play the numbers, and we'll just try to go back and forth until we get a good combination. Hopefully stack some runs in there.
Okay. Anything more for Coach? Coach Whitting, thank you for the time today. Appreciate it after a long day. Right.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, we'll bring in Anthony Tulimero here next. And we can go right to questions for Anthony. You can start with Joseph Duarte, please.
Hey, Anthony, can you kind of take us through that last at bat? You go through the pitching change and what you saw there on that. I think it was a slider. What you saw on that pitch there that you were able to send it over.
Yes, sir. It was a slider. I was standing on deck and I had a pretty good idea I wasn't going to get a chance to face the left-handed pitcher. So they went to the bullpen and brought in the righty and talked to Coach Kivett on the deck. And, we created a plan basically to sit on one pitch, sit on the slider, and I got it and put a good swing on it. And fortunate for me, it left the ballpark and gave us the lead.
When you're rounding first base, looked like you had a little bit more juice after that ball. What goes to your mind knowing that you got that half inning to go, but that you put your team in position to play for Sunday's championship?
You play the game, for your teammates and winning baseball games. And just looking at the dugout after I hit that ball and seeing all the smiles on everyone's faces, those guys in that dugout, tonight could have been their last game ever. And just I'm trying to do everything I can to keep us playing and keep all the guys playing together. And, just a really good group of guys and everyone's happy for each other and we succeed. And, when everyone pulls in the right direction, a lot of good things can happen.
James Miller, please, for the next one.
Yeah, Anthony, can you just take me through just sort of the emotions of today? It's been obviously a long day. First game, goes into extras. Y'all have a few chances, don't pull it out. And then, going into that second game, taking an early lead, falling behind, then coming back again, what that's been like.
Obviously we wanted to win that first game. It could have been good for us to maybe save a little pitching and stuff like that. But, we handled the pitchers handled their jobs well and were able to get, collect enough outs for us to win the game. And after you lose a game like that, it turned into a win or go home situation. And, the boys from H-Town are playing pretty good with their backs against the wall. So it's happy to see us be able to pull it out. And like I said, when you get in games like that, you play your heart out because if you don't win that game, we're hopping back on a plane and heading home. So just happy to, be able to play in that championship game tomorrow with my teammates.
And Coach Whitting has talked about just the fight in this team, and you saw it today. What sort of like, how would you describe, the mentality of this team, and just because y'all never seem to be out of it?
Yeah, we kind of have a never give up attitude. We got a good mix of older guys and some younger guys, and the older guys have done a good job kind of leading the way and showing guys how to handle their business and, that you're never out of games, and showed true tonight. We got up a couple times, got down a couple times, but if you just keep playing hard, like Coach Whitting and Coach Kivett talk about, good things will happen. So just basically bringing the energy and enthusiasm to every game is going to get us to where we want to be. You got good players doing good things.
Okay, we'll go to Mark Berman for the next one, please.
Anthony, on if you could expound on what you said on ESPN after the game was over. You said that the boys from H-Town wanted a little more. You touched on the boys from H-Town a while ago. Some thoughts about that? Maybe expound on that a little bit.
We just want it bad. We want to make that postseason. Like Coach Whitting talked about, we know we need to win the tournament, and, we haven't been playing scared or anything like that. We're playing like we deserve it. Personally, I think we do. So, like I said, we don't want to go home, and, that's the bottom line. So we're going to play our hearts out and try to get to the next game. And finally, we're at that championship game. So we're going to leave it all out on the field tomorrow.
What is happening inside you that we can't see?
Just happy to advance to the next round and have a chance to win a championship with my teammates tomorrow.
Go to Jeff Macalino for the next one.
Hey, congrats, Anthony. You guys had a long day today, physically and mentally, and obviously tomorrow you have a more important one even. How do you prepare for that?
Like I mentioned in the post-game interview, we kind of have a saying on this team that goes, if you sleep on a win, you're going to wake up to a loss. So, we kind of went in the clubhouse and we'll celebrate in there and on the bus a little bit. And then we got to flush it and get ready for tomorrow's game. No game bigger than the one you're playing right now. And tomorrow's game is, the only one ahead of us to get to that postseason.
Okay, we'll take the last one from James Miller, please.
Yeah, Anthony, even though, last week y'all got swept by East Carolina, y'all played them close. Is this sort of just the matchup you want? They're fresh and you can compete with them. Is this sort of like, setting up for the perfect matchup, I guess?
I mean, there's no real easy way out. They're a great team, and I think we are too. So I'm excited to get a chance to play them again and, see where the chips fall.
Anthony, thanks for the time today. Congratulations in advance.
Thank you.
right. Thanks everyone for joining. Again, the championship game will be Sunday, noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, televised on ESPN News, and we'll have post-game press conferences with both teams following the championship game. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.